What time would you say you got in your house?
Just a little bit, maybe like 1:45 almost.
Lindsay Ann Wilkins' life was looking up for her in 2016. She was engaged to be married, had a loving and supportive family, and a bright future with her daughter to look forward to.
Her ex-boyfriend, Shawn, he already made threats about killing me and killing Lindsay.
She's a girl, she can get what she wants, she can bat her nice little eyelashes, smile her smile.
Which was why everyone who knew Lindsay was stunned when she committed suicide. But did she?
Are y'all a couple or?
I mean, it's not official. It's not like it's been like, but are we dating? I mean, yeah, has he been staying at my house? There's something there.
As the investigation into Lindsay's death progressed, detectives would find several people who might have had a reason to harm Lindsay and needed to find her killer before they ran off into the sunset to avoid apprehension. Welcome to the Crimeful Corner. I'm Eli, and in today's video, we're exploring the tragic case of Lindsey Wilkins. Was it self-destruction or a cold-blooded murder? Let's find out. Lindsay Ann Wilkins was born in Indianapolis on June 15, 1983. While growing up, she had many friends. She was known for her easygoing nature and warm personality. At Lapel High School, Lindsay was an outgoing and active student who made strong connections with the other students. After Lindsay graduated high school in 2002, she went to Ball State University in Muncie, Indiana, where she got a degree in special education. With this degree, Lindsay planned to start a career in special education. However, sometimes life gets in the way, and Lindsay became pregnant in 2008. Since Lindsay had to adjust to this new reality, she focused on raising her kid and caring for her family instead of her professional life. When Lindsay gave birth to her daughter Serenity, her entire purpose changed. Everything was all about her little girl from that point forward. Lindsay felt a strong bond with Serenity from the moment she was born, and her entire life seemed to revolve around ensuring that Serenity was safe, happy, and healthy. She found a new purpose: to be a devoted mother to her daughter. Since Lindsay was from a large, loving family, her family helped her care for Serenity when she couldn't. Lindsay's mother, Jennifer, enjoyed watching for her granddaughter, and her siblings relished their roles as aunts and uncles. With the help of her family, Lindsay was able to provide Serenity with a strong and stable home environment. Though Lindsay was surrounded by love from her daughter and family, something was missing. To Lindsay, a partner meant a companion, someone to spend her nights with, and someone who could love her daughter like their own. Serenity's father had been absent since Lindsay found out she was pregnant in 2008, and she wanted to give her daughter a normal upbringing. Lindsay wanted her daughter to have a stable home life with two parents who could provide emotional and financial stability. She hoped to give her daughter the opportunity to grow up in a loving, supportive environment. Early in 2015, Lindsay was hired as a server at a Roadhouse restaurant, and her life changed and all her dreams seemed within reach. Lindsay fell in love with fellow Roadhouse employee Aaron Toller. They had an instant connection, and Lindsay's happiness was palpable. While Lindsay and Aaron were dating, they stayed physically active and busy. Their favorite outdoor activities were horseback riding, camping, kayaking, and more. Lindsay's mother saw how happy and content Lindsay was in Aaron's company and felt secure that their family was in good hands. By the end of 2016, Lindsay and Aaron's relationship was on the rocks. Lindsay and Aaron had been struggling for months to work through their issues, and Aaron felt it was necessary to take some time away to give them both space to think. However, Lindsay and Aaron's relationship took a tragic turn on December 8th, 2016.
911, where's your emergency?
Yes, my girlfriend just killed herself.
Okay, where are you at? Okay, how did she do it?
With the gun! With the gun!
When the officers arrived at Lindsay's home, the outside was decorated with Christmas lights. However, when the officers stepped inside the house, they were greeted with a striking contrast to the joyous festive exterior. While the outside of the home was decorated with Christmas lights, the inside was filled with a somber atmosphere. Nothing in the room seemed to hint at any happiness or cheer. They found Lindsey Wilkins' body on the edge of her bed, dead from an obvious gunshot wound. Lindsay's head was covered in blood from the wound to her temple. An open bottle of pills was dumped on the floor, and scattered around the drawers were pieces of torn paper that appeared to be letters. Although Lindsay's hand was positioned as if she held a gun, the officers could not find evidence of a weapon in the room. However, that did not mean there was no weapon. When Lindsay fired it, the gun could have fallen under her body. They figured they'd find the weapon under her body when the medical examiner arrived. As crime scene investigators arrived on the scene, detectives interviewed Aaron. He claimed that Lindsay had been depressed and they had been fighting a lot. While he and Lindsay worked things out, he moved into a co-worker's house for the time being. At the co-worker's house that night, Lindsay fought with Aaron before shooting herself. Aaron told investigators he followed Lindsay after she fled from the co-worker's home. He said he was concerned. When Aaron arrived at the house, he discovered her in the bedroom. Immediately after 911 was called, Aaron contacted Lindsay's mother, who rushed to Lindsay's home. Jennifer ran up the street to the house, but when she asked the officer if the girl inside was okay, he shook his head, refusing to let Jennifer enter her daughter's home, telling her it was a crime scene. But when Jennifer heard the officer say Lindsay had died, she could not understand it. She then became concerned about her 8-year-old grandchild, Serenity. Then Aaron carried the half-sleeping child from the house to the car. While searching Lindsay's home, crime scene investigators found a 9mm silver shell casing, but did not find the gun after a more detailed search. The coroner arrived shortly after and transported Lindsay's body for autopsy. When the coroner removed Lindsay's body from the bed, they noticed no gun underneath. Lindsay's hand was positioned in a way investigators expected to find a gun, but they did not find one. Law enforcement needed to learn everything they could about her to determine if Lindsay killed herself, including interviewing Aaron and examining their relationship more closely. On the day of Lindsay's death, Aaron was taken to the station for questioning. Lindsay's family knew she had everything to live for, so hearing that she had committed suicide was unbelievably shocking. An officer asked Lindsay's mother, Jennifer, if she was struggling with mental health issues, and Jennifer knew her daughter suffered from depression and anxiety. The officer's words put some doubt in Jennifer's mind about Lindsay's death, and Jennifer began to wonder if Lindsay had taken her own life.
What time would you say you got in your house?
Just a little bit, maybe like 1:45 almost.
When you got in the house, what happened?
I got to the doorway to the kitchen and started smelling the gunpowder. So I started to walk into the bedroom.
Okay, then what?
I walked in the room, saw all the pills on the floor, saw all the blood. And I put my hand on her. I yelled, "Lindsay," really loud. And then I called 911.
And the question is, where's the gun?
I'm not sure.
Did you ever see the gun?
No. I saw the bullet casing on the floor. That was it.
Do you or her carry any type of weapons, in particular guns?
I don't carry any, but she wanted a gun in the house for protection. It's a Glock 22, 40 caliber.
Semi-automatic?
Yes, sir.
In response to a question about whether or not he or Lindsay owned any firearms, Aaron said he purchased a Glock 22 40 caliber for Lindsay for protection, but he was worried she might injure herself with it. Approximately 3 weeks before Lindsay committed suicide, he buried the Glock along a tree line in the backyard. Investigators relayed this information to the officers, who rushed to where Aaron described the weapon to search for it. The results revealed that it wasn't. The detectives determined Lindsay did not commit suicide. Rather, someone shot her, and they asked Aaron if anyone wanted to harm her.
Her ex-boyfriend, Shawn, he already made threats about killing me and killing Lindsay. He somehow figured out our address. It's tried to sabotage our relationship the whole time because he wants to be with her.
Investigators recognized the name Shawn from the strewn letters on Lindsay's floor, which were addressed to a person named Shawn. According to Aaron, Shawn threatened him and Lindsay in the past and tried to sabotage their relationship. Investigators soon learned that Shawn could not have killed Lindsay since he was incarcerated on unrelated charges when she was shot. After the investigators confronted Aaron with that information, Aaron claimed Shawn had found a way to do it from inside the prison walls. Aaron said Shawn must have contracted a killer from the outside. Besides interviewing Aaron, investigators also spoke with Lindsay's family about her previous relationship with Shawn. They said Shawn and Lindsay were not meant to be together. According to them, Lindsay liked bad boys and wanted to fix them. Though she had a good heart, her trusting nature attracted questionable individuals. Lindsay's family told investigators that she had met Shawn in 2013, and they had bonded over being single parents. He had a 1-year-old daughter and Serenity was 5 years old. Her bond with Shawn's daughter was strong, and Lindsay wanted to make it work with him, thinking he could provide her and Serenity with the stable life she desperately wanted. Shawn started controlling Lindsay soon after his drug addiction spiraled out of control. When Lindsay's sister Haley moved in with the couple in 2014, she liked Shawn. Haley saw Shawn's behavior worsen while she lived with her sister and once caught him stealing from her. A verbal argument over Shawn's theft turned into a physical confrontation after Haley found out about it. Lindsay tried to break up the fight, but the police eventually arrived. Haley left Lindsay's house after fighting with Shawn, telling her sister she had to do the right thing for her daughter because Shawn wasn't good for her. According to Lindsay's family, Shawn and Lindsay separated 1 month later. When Lindsay met Aaron in 2015, Shawn felt that he was losing the love of his life. Shawn had yelled and caused a scene at the restaurant where Aaron and Lindsay had worked one evening. As they investigated Lindsay's death, they discovered Shawn communicated with her through prison email sites like JPay while incarcerated. Many of Shawn's emails to Lindsay disturbed the investigators. At times, he was remorseful, begging Lindsay to take him back, but at others, he was hateful. As investigators read through all of the emails, it became apparent that Lindsay was communicating with Shawn. Between October 2016 and December when Lindsay died, they exchanged over 50 letters and emails that indicated a romantic relationship. The letter made it clear that the two planned to resume their relationship after Shawn was released from prison. Investigators discovered that Aaron had found Lindsay and Shawn's correspondence in 2016 and gave her an ultimatum. Lindsay ended communication with Shawn, and after some time, his tone of letters changed, showing a volatile individual, perhaps with a motive for murder. Investigators assembled the pieces off the floor and found letters that Lindsay had written to Shawn, indicating a breakup and that she was marrying Aaron and threatening to obtain a restraining order. Investigators were very interested in Shawn as a suspect in Lindsay's murder. On the night of Lindsay's death, investigators knew Shawn was in jail, so they knew he could only have been involved indirectly. First, investigators had to determine if Shawn could afford to hire someone to commit such a heinous crime. When investigators questioned the guards at the prison where Shawn was incarcerated, they discovered he had no money and frequently begged his mom and Lindsay for funds.
I didn't have no money to buy a phone card. I wanted to call my family.
Did you love her?
Yeah.
Once investigators interviewed Shawn, they found out he didn't even have enough cash to buy a phone card to contact a hitman. After investigating Shawn's relationship with Lindsay, investigators determined he was not involved in her death and no longer considered him a suspect. To determine what happened to Lindsay, they reviewed all the evidence they had gathered in the investigation. Investigators examined Aaron and Lindsay's relationship and saw that Aaron moved into the home of Monica Dorsey, a 24-year-old single mother who worked with the couple at the restaurant. Although Lindsay suspected Aaron and Monica were dating, Aaron denied any relationship with her. According to Lindsay's friends and family, Monica was known for being flirty and had her sights set on Aaron.
She's a girl, she can get what she wants, she can bat her nice little eyelashes, smile her smile. You know, it's really easy, and Aaron fell for that stuff.
Lindsay's sister worked the same shift as Aaron and Monica at the restaurant and witnessed their flirting. On the night Lindsay died, Lindsay's sister told investigators she had worked with Monica and Aaron, caught them leaving together and not returning, and texted Lindsay about it. In her interview, Monica appeared very confident, and she answered the questions asked by the investigators. She explained that although she and Aaron weren't a couple, they had been together for about a month. They were having problems with Lindsay, whom Monica claimed was stalking her and Aaron.
Are y'all a couple or?
I mean, it's not official. It's not like it's been like, but are we dating? I mean, yeah, I mean, has he been staying at my house? There's something there.
The detective asked Monica where she was the day Lindsay died. Monica said she drove to the restaurant with Aaron for their 5 p.m. shift. And after they were about 5 minutes away from work, Lindsay called Aaron. On the phone with Aaron, Monica explained that Lindsay was crying and saying she was calling out of work and committing suicide. According to Monica, she and Aaron left the restaurant around 10 p.m. and Lindsay appeared outside her house around midnight, honking the car horn to get Aaron outside. Aaron went out to talk to Lindsay, and when he returned to Monica's house, he told her he had to go with her to give her closure. He planned to tell Lindsay that they were no longer together when he returned home with her. The account Monica Dorsey gave of the night Lindsay died differed from Aaron's, who claimed he had no relationship with anyone except Lindsay, who he loved and wanted to get back together with.
You can't lie, man. It's a homicide investigation.
I can't confess to something I didn't do. You know what I mean?
After the investigators confronted Aaron with the test results and pressed him to confess, he eventually changed his story. In his second account of the night Lindsay died, Aaron said he was inside the house when she shot herself and admitted Lindsay had another gun. Aaron said he was on parole, panicked, and he hid the gun in an area behind a liquor store. Using the map, he showed where the firearm was placed. Aaron initially denied knowing where the weapon came from, but later confessed that he bought it weeks earlier. Investigators retrieved the second gun, and testing at the crime lab confirmed it was the weapon used to kill Lindsay. His admission turned the tide in the case, and he became the main suspect. Before moving forward with their investigation, they needed to wait for Lindsay's autopsy results. Investigators spoke to Lindsay's family about their suspicions of Aaron, and they were shocked since they thought he was a good man. Aaron killed Lindsay for a girl he knew less than a month ago, and they were angry that they trusted him with Lindsay and Serenity. Jennifer, Lindsay's mother, didn't understand why Aaron didn't just walk away. Why did he have to shoot and kill her daughter? As the prosecutors prepared to charge Aaron with murder, a twist in the case occurred. The pathologist who conducted Lindsay's autopsy concluded that she had committed suicide. After the pathologist's ruling, a social media war broke out between friends and families of Aaron and Lindsay. While the family fought an online war against one another, investigators built a case against Aaron to prove he murdered Lindsay. After consulting with the police chief, investigators charged Aaron with murder. However, the suicide ruling in the physician's report still stood, and the investigators knew the defense would use it as their main argument. If an expert said Lindsay committed suicide, then why was anyone charged with her murder? They would probably argue. Even so, while Aaron was awaiting trial, several inmates came forward to prosecutors, saying Aaron had been involved in Lindsay's murder. The inmate described an incident where many prisoners watched Monica Dorsey exit the visiting room after leering out the window. As they made crude comments about her looks, Aaron, revealing in the infamy, said he had killed for her. Over 1 year after Lindsay's death, Aaron was put on trial. Investigators still had to overcome the pathologist's ruling that Lindsay had committed suicide. During the trial, Lindsay's family and her 8-year-old daughter were questioned. In his testimony, the investigator asked the pathologist if he would have changed his determination of Lindsay's manner of death if he had been aware of all of the evidence implicating the crime. Because at the time of the ruling, the pathologist did not know about Aaron's changing story, or that Aaron admitted knowing Lindsay had 2 guns in the house when he made his decision. According to the pathologist, if he had known all the facts, he wouldn't have ruled Lindsay's death a suicide. Rather, he would have classified it as an undetermined death. After 2 hours of deliberation, the jury returned with a guilty verdict, and the judge sentenced Aaron to 70 years in prison. In July 2019, Aaron's appeal was denied by the courts. Lindsay's family misses her every day. Lindsay was a wonderful mother to Serenity, who thinks a lot about her deceased mother. When Serenity reflects on her life without her mother, she can't help but feel that it would be so much different if she were there. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, I have a playlist here of some crazy stories that I would love to share with you. So if you have some more time to spare, go check it out. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.